sponsorship. The advertisement is now complete.
Hello and welcome back to Mystery Tapes, the show that's completely dedicated to unlocking the secrets of mysterious, unlabeled VHS tapes around the globe. I'm your host, Ian McMystery, and I'd like to start today by addressing something that I got wrong in the last video. In episode 1, I went into a bit of detail about what sold as blank VHS tapes are, and I claimed that they got their name because they were tapes that were originally sold completely blank. And while that does describe sold as blank VHS tapes, that's not actually why they have that name. And the real reason, or at least the reason they think to be true currently, is actually pretty interesting. The moniker arose as a solution to a legal problem there was with reselling these tapes after they've been used. I mean, if you're knowingly selling a tape that has a home recording of a feature film on it, you're basically bootlegging movies, which is illegal. But the people that sell these tapes often don't know what's on them. They probably don't even have VCRs to watch them. And instead of taking the time to completely erase the tapes, they just list them as sold as blank, with the implication being that they're not for watching, therefore recording over. So it doesn't matter what's on them. That makes sense? Now I can't say with 100% certainty that the name arose because of eBay, but that explanation makes a lot more sense than my initial one. And it's a good reminder to check the comment section of these videos because I often get things wrong on account of how small my brain is. Today we're investigating 2 VHS tapes from the same box I showed off in episode 1, but I'm not positive that they actually have the same original origin. This box had a lot of similar looking tapes in it that we can probably assume came from Wisconsin like the other Maxout tape did. Did I call them Maxwell tapes in the last episode? I think I called them Maxwell tapes, on account of the small brain. This tape here, however, has a completely different look, so who knows where it's from. I really love the cover of this Bassif tape, even if I've never heard of Bassif before in my life. Bassif. The cover boasts fantastic colors and extra quality, so that's exactly what I'm expecting to find. And perhaps the most mysterious element of it all is the label on the spine of the tape. 95 number 8. What could it mean? What could it mean? Probably nothing really exciting. Maybe recorded in 1995. Alright, we open on footage of Mozart's stand-up routine, I think. This is like watching some alternate reality SNL. It's very bizarre. Some were in some theater, a very, very large theater actually. A truly packed house, all here to see this man's So the setting of these scenes of older man and older crowd, and I get a little bit worried that this is going to be a little bit boring. But let's not judge. The guy's pulling an impressive sized crowd. I'm going to give him a shot.
Pretty cold over there in the wintertime. And we don't stick out anything unless we're certain to get it back anyway.
The show seems to be part stand-up, part piano playing, part musical history.
And there must be somebody in the audience who is celebrating their birthday.
This part of the routine was totally lost on me. It's a bit in which he meets the great piano masters in heaven, and they each play Happy Birthday in different styles. drawing such a big crowd. He started doing his stand-up piano routine around 1930 and continued to perform up until the year 2000. The guy was a lifetime performer. The beginning of this unlabeled VHS tape is full of Victor Borger routines. It looks like someone maybe recorded their favorite bits from his then and now performance. There's the aforementioned stand-up and comedy piano bits, but there's also just segments of Victor massaging the keys. I also really enjoyed some of the flashbacks to his previous performances, which is what the beginning of this tape was, by the way. My favorite flashback was a bit where an opera singer tells Victor to follow him. I may never have heard of Victor Borga before this tape, but you can call me a fan now. His show looked like it was a real treat. As I suspected, this tape is not from the same VCR as the Wisconsin tape from the previous episode. This one is from Iowa and contains a selection of broadcasts from IPTV, Iowa Public Television. And while it did include some great public TV bumpers, there unfortunately wasn't any weird local programming on this one. Instead, the mysterious 95 number 8 tape ended up being a collection of documentaries that weren't even necessarily locally produced. The next program on the tape is called Remember When, and it's hosted by Mickey Rubin. This series is all about the good old days of the late 1800s to early 1900s. This style of show reminds me of those old History Channel documentaries, slow-paced, soft music, and steady narration. I used to get horribly bored by these kinds of documentaries. I just could not focus long enough to get drawn in, so it was a bit of a surprise to me when I got lost watching one of the episodes entitled The Sign on the Road. In the Road, The Sign by the Road. This mini-documentary tells the tale of Burma Shave, a brushless shaving cream famous for a unique advertising campaign they tried in the 1920s. Roadside advertising, which is arguably a nuisance today, was a revolutionary idea in 1926, and Burma Shave produced tons of roadside signs which, when read in order, produced humorous rhymes, all in an effort to sell the fluffy white facial lubricant. The documentary covers the ad campaign's conception and how the sign swept the nation, but perhaps the most captivating part featured a collector in California with a massive Burma Shave collection. In the documentary, he claims that the collection is not for sale, but I wonder where that collection is today. Did he hold on to it? Still burn anything? Anyway, this tape contains a number of Remember When episodes, but I only stuck around for the first one. The second one was about door-to-door salesmen, but if you're a salesman or a salesman enthusiast looking for a documentary about salesmen, then allow me to be a salesman for salesmen, a documentary from 1969 all about door-to-door Bible salesmen. I haven't watched this one in a while, but I remember it being pretty good. After 4 episodes of Remember When, there's a documentary about Mike Powell, a world record holding lawnmower. Well, world record holder at the time, at least. And I wish athletes still dressed like Fruit of the Loom characters. I almost skipped this documentary entirely because, as shocking as it may seem, I haven't a deep interest in long jumping, but there were a few really cool-looking medical segments.
While the two openings on the left will carry 15% of the body's blood supply to the brain. The two lights at the end of the tunnel lead toward the legs. Blood that makes it all the way to the end of the road, the feet.
No, never mind. I don't like this one anymore. I don't like thinking about my innards too much. They're hidden for a reason, you know. This is, unfortunately, the end of this tape. The last thing I watched was a man talking about having to get his leg amputated, which is just
The toes have gone totally black and Nestris now was completely involved in gangrene.
fun. Not the most exciting VHS tape, but that's how it goes sometimes. At least there was Victor and Burma Shave to kind of expand my mind a little bit. Well, that may be all for this tape, but we're not done yet. That was not nearly enough VHS for one sitting for me, so let's go get a tape that looks a bit more similar to the tape that we checked out last time. This one's a Maxout bronze 6-hour tape. I'm actually using a blank one of these to film this episode on, so let me know how you think of this. As for the tape we're watching next, we really are going in blind. Not a single label on the tape. In fact, the only reason I'm thinking it isn't completely blank is because the spools are both half full, which means that at some point, someone, somewhere, used this tape for some purpose. Let's find out what the purpose is. Let's find out the purpose. Oh boy, politics. This is a 2002 Senate debate between incumbent Democratic Senator Tom Harkin and Republican Congressman Greg Gansky. I'm not going to sit here and say that I enjoyed watching an Iowa Senate debate from 2002, but it was at the very least sporadically interesting. Yeah, it's pretty much all downhill from here. It's kind of cool to hear some of the iconic pop culture moments and know it was current, but I'm just not all that interested in political debate. I did try and give it a shot. I'm trying not to just skip things immediately. I gave it a shot.
Why do you think negative campaigns work, Senator Harkin?
First, I want the record to show one thing very clearly. The first negative hit to this campaign was by the allies of my opponent last February.
You know what? You lost your first job in Washington. The Democratic chairman of the committee called your behavior inexcusable.
Congressman Gansky in particular has a lot of negative words about his opponent, but ultimately Harkin would keep his Senate seat and Gansky would return to his practice as a plastic surgeon. If for some insane reason you would like to watch this full debate, I actually found it on C-SPAN's website, so I'll put a link in my description if you really want to watch that.
Thank you for that.
I lost much of my retirement after
It's also worth noting that immediately following this debate was a series haircut somewhere else if someone pulled that nonsense on me. I mean, I don't really get haircuts, but
Do something good. It's not just meat, it's cuisine.
it's interesting to see how little you actually see food in these TV dinner commercials. It's like 10% of the screen time, maybe. This might as well have been an advertisement for Supercuts.
I love to keep a clean club, but the boys get so rambunctious sometimes. And my new pistol, Pro Heat Protect Beauty.
I like this commercial a lot. I think big, buff dude enjoying the softer side of life is always a pretty funny time.
The only one that thoroughly cleans and provides touch guard protection all in one beautiful machine. Touch guard protection. It's cool.
That was a pretty great commercial. I always find these carpet cleaning ads to be really effective. Something about seeing that cleaner clean just makes me feel like I got really dirty carpets. You know what I'm saying?
Now clean and protect with Thistle.
He'll put any neat they can haul, yeah.
Thistle. We mean clean.
October is Fire Safety Month. Now's the time to make sure you have enough working smoke detectors in your home. Come to Menards for a great selection by First Alert.
These Menards ads are really starting to grow on me. I really enjoy seeing common household wares, and something about the presentation is just really quaint. I don't know.
On sale starting at $6.96. This dual sensor alarm with remote control silence engine is $19.99.
Check out that remote-controlled smoke detector. What do you think I need 6 buttons on that thing for? Am I supposed to dial the fire department on it? What are the other 4 buttons? A lot of people commented on the last video expressing fondness for the Menards commercials and claim that they still air to this very day and they haven't really changed all that much. I'll keep an eye out for more of these as we continue to watch through VHS tapes.
Capitalist blank. 3 little blank. Male chauvinist blank. Where have all the pigs gone? Into the new loaded almond biscuit Hardee's.
Oh no. That looks cool.
It's a lot of bacon, ham, and sausage. The Kodak Easy Share digital camera and dock. Transfer to
Look at that laptop. That is a great laptop.
digital photography.
Why not print out a picture of yourself and leave it on the bed? That's a memory that'll last a lifetime. You know, there is a 50-50 chance that she is going to wake up to this and get the wrong idea. This almost looks like a ransom photo or something. You look so dead. Wish I was here, but I'm not because I'm dead. Oh my god, I want it. When I was a kid, I wanted any piece of technology that had a keyboard. I don't care if it's meant to help me study. I need it. Nowadays, we just use a mobile app for something like this, but these cartridge-based learning devices definitely had a bit of a moment around this time. In fact, cartridge-based electronics as a whole had a bit of a moment around this time. There were a lot of devices that utilized interchangeable cartridges, and I'm talking beyond your Nintendo consoles. Hit clips are a notable example. They were cartridge-based music players. You'd have to buy Hit Clip brand cartridges to listen to a song, and even then, they didn't even have enough space to hold the entire song. It was just a clip, hence the name. I've even got this Tiger electronic Wheel of Fortune game that my sister and I both played a lot as kids. This one is cartridge-based. If you were tired of seeing the same puzzle over and over, you could buy new cartridges that served as expansion packs. I actually still really love this thing. I may or may not have gone off on a cartridge tangent just to talk about it. The back of the iQuest, still really cool. Still
and you idolize your big brother.
No, I don't.
Right down to his underwear.
That's enough.
This, my dear, is what you call hot sub at Subway. A hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki sandwich, and you can get peppers, tomato, onion, and olives.
Did you know teens love Subway? Real teens. The sandwiches are too hot, Subway. You're making them too hot. Your sexy hot sandwiches are seducing all of our teens. How is this allowed to air? Is anyone reporting on this on the news?
A cold night ahead will have details.
Wow, the only news of the day is that it's gonna be cold tonight. The only news of the day is that it's gonna be cold tonight? Simpler times, man.
News bubbles are about to bowl you over.
I used to get kind of weirded out by the Scrubbing Bubbles mascot. I still do, honestly. It's like, I just don't understand it. I get that it's a brush on the bottom, but what's the top part supposed to be? And why is he always so excited to clean my pee? It makes me uncomfortable.
Does a woman need to have their age? Does a woman need that many shoes? Does a woman need her own program?
Is this empowerment? I need a female perspective on this. It doesn't feel like empowerment to me. I don't know that I could ever feel empowered by a bowl of oatmeal, but maybe I'm just being sexist.
Absolutely.
If women want their own oatmeal, I'm not gonna stop them. I mean, it looks, it just looks so good.
Nutrition only from Quaker.
No surprise to see Pop Secret running a campaign during the broadcast of a movie. This tape had a number of these commercials on it, and they are incredibly effective. Something about seeing those yellow kernels pop against the blue background really makes me feel like an idiot for not having popcorn right now. Popcorn is perfect. It also kind of makes me want to go to a Blockbuster, which just makes me sad.
People can shop at this with confidence because they know they're getting real value every day. Our prices are great.
Not up and down. When you stores that supposed to be not up and down?
Whenever you come, you'll find us saying low price on brand names like Thomas.
Really fake plants are in this show. I mean, I still love a good fake plant, sure. This might be a little.
I don't think people like the sales necessarily, but they love the price that they get when it's on sale. That's what's great about goods. Ours is on sale every day.
So their prices aren't up and down, they're just down. Because everything's always on sale, which kind of means that nothing is ever on sale. They just have low prices. I think that's what she was getting at. I don't understand why she couldn't just say everyday low prices. Kind of confusing. I think they over-explained a little bit. The last thing on this tape is an episode of Alias, or a few minutes of it at least.
Okay.
Agent Bristow works undercover with her father, Jack Bristow.
It ends just a few minutes into the episode, and since the first segment of this tape, the debate, actually started in the middle of the broadcast, whoever was recording this must have only really cared about Toy Story 2 and just caught the beginning and end of the surrounding shows. Well, that's the end of the tapes, but before we go, I've got one more collection of commercials that I've assembled for you in a segment I like to call Musical Chairs. That doesn't make any sense. Musical Ads. Musical Chads. Musical Chads. During the screening of Toy Story 2, there were a few musical advertisements that really sent me on a nostalgia trip. If you were watching TV back in 2002, let me know if you remember any of these.
Mama keeps white, fresh as a new day. Mama keeps colors bright in a new way. Mama gets stains clean with the magic. Mama's got the magic of Clorox.
Well, it's white, that's for sure. This is a commercial for Clorox 2. I kind of forgot that Clorox ever had a sequel, but I did not forget this song. This one's an earworm.
Mama's got the magic. Mama's got the magic.
how perfect that pile of laundry is. That is a suspiciously perfect pile of clothing.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Oh man, somebody's gotta remember these. Chips Ahoy did a series of stop-motion commercials featuring this jingle for their Cream Witches, which are kind of like an Oreo sandwich, except they're made out of Chips Ahoy cookies. This commercial may be burned into my memory, but I don't recall ever actually trying a Chips Ahoy Cream Witches. It just doesn't sound very good. Anybody ever try these things? Let me know in the comments if you tasted these. I'd be interested to know.
You can just like Arby. You can Zazzaroni. Pepperoni, lots of cheese, make it nutty, only little boys. Check it out.
I did not eat Chef Boyardee. I don't remember liking Chef Boyardee. I was not a Boyardee baby boy, as they were known amongst the school children. But I could listen to this song on repeat. And I probably will.
Cheesy ravioli that taste like pepperoni pizza. That's what you get with new pepperoni pizzazzaroli. It's positively pizza-rific.
It's just too catchy, man. I love those. Oh boy, oh boy.
Mama keeps white as the fresh snow. Mama keeps white with a new glow.
Okay, well, I can see why I remember this one so vividly. They must have really drilled this one into our brains.
Mama gets stains clean with the magic. Mama's got the magic of Clorox bleach. Mama's got the magic. 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 Mama's got the magic of Clorox bleach.
That's gonna do it for us here at Mystery Tapes. There's no us, it's just me. But before we go, I'd like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, Honey. In an age where online shopping is some of the only shopping that we're willing to do, be sure that you're getting the lowest prices with Honey, the free online shopping tool that automatically finds promo codes and applies them to your cart. eBay, GameStop, Target, these are only a few of the over 30,000 online stores in which Honey can save you money. It's easy. When you're at the checkout, just navigate your mouse to the drop-down box and click Apply Coupons. Here we are at Pizza Hut, grabbing a few tasty lunches and avoiding the outside world, and Honey finds me $16.96 in savings, a rather catchy sounding amount if I do say so myself. People who have installed Honey using my link have saved over $144,000, and you can join our savings journey too by going to joinhoney.com/brutalmoose and installing Honey for free. That's joinhoney.com/brutalmoose. It only takes a few clicks. That's joinhoney.com/brutalmoose. Well, that's gonna do it for me here at Mystery Tapes. Still doesn't sound right, but I hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know in the comment section if you have any suggestions for things we could be doing differently, and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks for watching.
Does a woman need her own oatmeal? Absolutely.
Yeah.
This video is sponsored by HelloFresh. Stay tuned for the end of the video to learn more. Hello friends and welcome back to Brutal Foods. My name is Chef Ian Brutal Foods, and once more, today I've assembled a number of tasty morsels to try. I simply walk the aisles of my local grocery and grab anything that looks interesting, and that could be interesting in a good or a bad way. So now I'm just going to sit down, try them all, and assign them each a rating on the ESRB rating system. Today we're going to be checking out Lunchables, Brunchables, Bacon and Cheese, Popcorns, naturally flavored strawberry, PB&J, peanut butter puffs, Pop-Tart Crisps, picked up way more things in the grocery store than I initially planned on, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get started. I'm specifically filming this video in the morning so that I can take advantage of all the breakfast items I ended up with. I got about 3. Let's start here with Lunchables, initial observation. I love the name. It's got Lunchables, it's got Brunchables, and it looks pretty much. It actually looks kind of disgusting, but that doesn't mind. Bacon and cheese, Oscar Mayer, cooked bacon, craft cheddar, pasteurized prepared cheese products, flatbread, and blueberry muffins. Let's do a little change, and the only food you can actually see with your eyes is the blueberry muffin. Okay, yeah, the blueberry muffin's gonna look good, but what does the flatbread and the bacon look like? You can't tell. It's hidden from view. My guess is that this meal is just not gonna look very good, especially if this is as good as they could get it to look on the front. It doesn't look particularly appetizing. Well, let's eat it anyway. I'm not gonna say that it looks amazing, and I'm not gonna say that it smells amazing either, because it doesn't. I don't think it looks so bad that you should hide it from view exactly, but it looks sad. It's not a very glamorous reveal. You got your muffin, flatbread, your cheese, and the bacon. Right off the hit with a very strange smell. It's gotta either be the bacon or the muffin. Each compartment has its own unique smell, and it all smells weird. I guess since they're all vacuum packed in their own chamber, maybe I just release all the scents at once and it's just stinky right now, but I don't love it. Okay, so it comes with 2 different flatbreads that you actually break apart. That looks good. Okay, the smell is getting to me, so let's pick up the pace here. Flatbread. Next, I'm going to put some bacon on here, though I'm allowed to build this sandwich however I want, according to the instructions, as long as I have a base flatbread and a top flatbread. Doesn't say anything about not using the muffin. I might be able to put the muffin on the sandwich, but I'll resist. I don't like this cheese. It's pretty much regular Kraft American singles cheese. You want some fake-ass cheese alongside your real bacon? I don't know, the bacon doesn't look bad. This kind of looks just like when you buy bacon jerky. It pretty much just looks exactly like this. The bacon's alright. You probably get better bacon buying some bacon jerky, but that's not bad. That's not bad. So, I've assembled our sandwich. It looks good. Looks a little fakey, a little cheapo, but that's because it is a little fakey and a little cheapo, so let's just get on with it already. Think about this one. Not interested. Well, it doesn't taste bad. It does just taste like bread. In fact, I'm a little shocked at how overpowering the bread flavor is. I don't taste any of the cheese. I don't taste any of the bacon. Just the bread. Where's this bread? Oh, I need something to drink. I just described this sandwich as very dry, very pita bready. It's pretty much just a like the Little Bites muffins, only not as good. But still the best part of the meal. I suppose that's supposed to be the dessert portion, but it really is the only edible portion of the Brunchable. Not a fan. I'm usually someone who likes more bread in a meal. I like things to be a little more bready instead of having too much filling. But even for me, this is just dry, and it just tastes like dry pita bread. You might as well just eat some dry pita bread. Not very good. Quality, 2 out of 5. Value, 5 out of 5. I guess this review is mostly accurate. I do feel a little weird having eaten it, but I guess I feel energized. I don't know. Maybe just weird. Don't keep eating something if it makes you feel weird, right? Just maybe stop. We're very sorry you experienced this. This is very unusual as we operate under the highest quality control procedures at all our plants. The Lunchable team wants them to call this to figure out why this person feels so weird, but they keep eating it. Alright, well, if I'm going to rate this using the ESRB rating system, I suppose I would give this one adults only. Don't feed this to your kids. But you know, if you're an adult and you want to eat something terrible that's cheap and makes you feel weird. Alright, so I don't recommend the Lunchables Brunchables for lunch or brunch, but let's see if we can't find something tasty in the breakfast zone with Pop-Tart Crisps. Crisps is a difficult word to say. Crisps. I've always been a fan of Pop-Tarts, specifically the purple and blue one. What's that called? It's got a weird name. Berrylicious or something. The reason these are interesting to me is that I'm hoping it'll be kind of like the corner of a Pop-Tart. I think that the best part of a Pop-Tart is the corner. That's where you've got the best breading to filling ratio. You want a little bit more of that bread. You know, I was talking about with the Lunchables, very important. You get a little bit of that bread, not too much of the filling. And so that's kind of what I'm expecting with the Pop-Tart Crisps. On the back of the box, there is a Crisp Quest, which is a maze made out of Pop-Tart Crisps, which is pretty cool. I was always a big fan of mazes growing up, so I feel like this would have entertained me as a child. Seems like people in the maze are divided against either eating the maze or completing the maze. It's also got some fun facts that are going to amaze you. It's made with 5 grams whole grains, which really would have impressed me when I was a kid. There's also no high fructose corn syrup. Something super interesting that I would not have expected from a Pop-Tart. It says right on the front, not more than toaster. That's kind of wild, right? I mean, I still think that putting your Pop-Tart in the Pop-Tart. Kind of strange. And you know, now that I'm really looking at it, it looks like you get even less of the area that I was hoping for. It looks like the filling really reaches all the way to the end of the Pop-Tart, which might be a plus for some people, but I like the crust. I like when I get a little bit more of that crust. Yeah. It's not crispy. It's arguable if it's even crunchy. I would say it's a little bit crunchy, but not crispy. All that said, these aren't too bad. Maybe not what I expected, but still not too bad. It's very sweet. It's basically a breakfast candy bar is what it tastes like. I mean, I know it says there's no high fructose corn syrup, but it sure does taste like there's a lot of sugar in there. But that might be fine for some people. You might not care about too much sugar. I don't watch my sugar all that closely, but in the morning, I feel like it's a very strong flavor. I don't think I would want something so sweet right off the bat. Would I eat it over the Brunchables? Absolutely. This tastes way better than the Brunchables. It's not packed with 7 grams of protein, but it is packed with 5 whole grains and 9 grams of sugar. But I'm not really here to judge the health so much as the taste, and it tastes pretty good. Maybe not as great as a Pop-Tart, so that's coming from someone with nostalgia for Pop-Tarts, so anytime they change anything, it's gonna make me upset. This doesn't really make me upset, it's just kind of like a why? More portable, I guess? I don't know. You know? It kind of reminds me of like a fig Newt. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Like a crunchy, overly sugary fig Newt. Not too bad, honestly, but I like it. I'm rating this on the ESRB scale. I think I gotta give this 2 for 2. Friendly, familiar, like a Pop-Tart, but a little bit different. It's got a bit of an edge, like a teen might have. Bongo, a verified Pop-Tart Crisp user, says, horrible. This is a Pop-Tart that you don't pop in the toaster. What is that about? I hate it. I'll agree that it is a little sweet, probably sweeter than a Pop-Tart, I think. But how do you not expect it to be sweet? It looks like sugar. Use your eyes. Use your brain. All right, now I'm starting to get a little worried because it's time to try the Yoplait yogurt. Take Starburst flavor and Gushers with busted bees. Both come in at about 60 cents each, and I'm concerned. Probably shouldn't have picked these up. Don't really know why you would need or want Starburst and Gushers flavored yogurt, but here we are. There are actually more in this line. There are more Starburst flavors, and I think there's one more Gusher flavor. This one is the blue raspberry variant. I just picked 2 flavors that I actually enjoy. I think Starburst is my favorite Starburst, and I don't hate blue raspberry. It's not my favorite, but it's fine. I didn't realize until I got home that this one had bursting beads. That scares me, so I'm going to save that one for last. Let's check out pink strawberry. Or just strawberry. Strawberry starch. Pink strawberry starch. Well, it's pink. It's very, very pink. Now, before I start here, I will be transparent and say that yogurt is not my favorite thing in the world, but I really wanted to try this anyway. So I'm going to do my best to rate this as a yogurt versus what I would really want to eat, because I'm just not like a yogurt guy, you know? I'm not really a breakfast guy in general, so it makes a lot of sense for me to review all these breakfast foods, if you think about it. I was getting ready to say that it tastes just like a strawberry yogurt, but it doesn't. It's got a, not off flavor, but different than just a straight up strawberry. It's very weird. It tastes to me like they're clearly going for like a fake strawberry flavor, which I guess they are, because it's not like pink Starburst tastes just like Burstin' beads are also a lot bigger than I expected. I thought they were going to be maybe half this size, but this is like the size of a pea or something. They're pretty big. The beads are just so green. Like, why not fill it with blue beads? Why they gotta be green? What the fuck? So the Burstin' beads are filled with a liquid, not like kind of a gummy, gushery texture. It's a liquid. It says on the back that it has passion fruit juice in it. Maybe I'll try and taste that next time. It's very unexpected. I did not enjoy that experience. And also, if the pink strawberry was trying to go for a fake flavor, this thing is like toxic. Like it's trying to go for a flavor that doesn't even exist. Look at that. Look at this radioactive yogurt. You really want to eat these radioactive Burstin' beads? Oh my god, it's so good. I will give the beads some credit. They do pop in your mouth. When you bite down on them, you feel that bead bust in your mouth, let me tell you. It's so weird. And then after the bead has burst, the skin stays there. You have all these like bead skins that you gotta swallow. It's strange. How much more of this do I gotta eat? Are you satisfied yet? So yeah, that's kind of my opinion on these two. Definitely avoid, not too bad, and that's coming from someone who doesn't eat a lot of yogurt in general. So, hi everybody, it's me, Chef Ian Brutal Foods, and welcome back to another episode of Brutal Foods, where today our focus is less on the brutal foods and more on the food gadgets. I'm a big fan of gadgets, inside or outside of the kitchen. I like interesting devices that aim to make life simpler or simply just more interesting. That's what you want. But whatever your pleasure, we have a number of cooking gadgets to take a look at today that will solve those issues. Will they succeed? Will they fail? Are they worth buying or not? All this and more starting immediately. There are a number of very interesting offerings on the table today, but I'm going to pull a classic YouTube and start with these simpler items first. gadget promises to make spreading refrigerated butter much easier, which is actually something that I'm interested in. I used to buy nowadays I just have the butter sticks, and anytime I want to spread it on a piece of toast, I tend to make a mess. You might not know that that's what this gadget is supposed to do because the packaging, it's a little bit strange. Clearly, the product designers envision a smaller knife sitting within this plastic package, but we got an extra large version that doesn't fit in the mold and covers up all of the text on the front. Okay, well, I see why the sticker on the back calls it simple Pressing butter knife. This for Rover's best friend breakfast. Curl your butter with ease. Straddle the fridge. No more bread toast. One eat. To cut things, should you so desire. I'm not quite sure what the hole in the tip is for, but it's these grooves here that we're really interested in. All right, we're gonna go with the regular knife first. Cuts pretty well. Yeah, see, this is the problem. This is the problem right here. I am using some pretty dense bread. This is Sara Lee Artisano, my favorite white bread. But as you can see, the knife doesn't do a super great job of spreading. Though, you know, it held up better than I expected. The bread did not tear. Surprising performance from the knife. I'm not sure that I need this gadget anymore. Let's try it anyway. I think the idea here is that you go like this. Oh, that's pretty weird. Let's get some more maybe. Oh my god, that's awesome. That is so cool. It's like I'm spreading ramen onto my toast. Well, that was cool. You can see here the toast comparison. Regular knife here, funky knife on the left. They look pretty similar. If you were to hand me both of these toasts, I would not be able to tell that you spread the butter on it with two separate knives, I don't think. The fun factor is very high. It's almost like playing with those Play-Dohs that you squeeze the brains out of the head. So it's really fun, but it is also very odd. I don't know that I would say that it looks visually appealing to put butter on toast this way, but it is a lot of fun. It is possible that this butter heated up under all these lights and whatnot. So I have a stick of butter in the freezer so we can really put this thing to the test. And I'm gonna cut to that test right in the Arctic, and you really want to spread some frozen butter on a piece of toast that you have roasted over a fire that you built out of snow. Which knife will you use? This butter's been frozen overnight, so it should be good and cold. Knife number one. Not good. That is some unspread butter. This this is a 3, maybe 4 out of 10 job. Unimpressed. Okay, I don't want to give the butter too much time to warm up, so let's quickly go over here. I can barely even... It's getting a little bit easier, but we're also probably just warming up the butter with friction, right? I mean, it's a little bit better in that the small amount of butter that I managed to get on here spread a little bit, and I didn't have to cut into the bread so much. But that's still, I mean, that's a 3.5, maybe a 4. I think the moral of the story here is just don't freeze your butter. Maybe there's a reason to freeze butter, but not for buttered toast, that's for sure. Well, now that I have tested the simple Predator butter knife against my regular butter knife, I gotta say I'm not very impressed. For this video, I picked up a number of wacky gadgets. This is the sole gadget that I said, you know what? This might actually benefit me in my life. I might actually use this on my toast. But now that I have tested it, I gotta say, I don't see myself really using it. So final verdict, I'm gonna give this one a pass. Just if you're having hard butter troubles, set your butter out just a little bit before you make your toast. Alternatively, take your butter out of the freezer, for there's no reason it should be in it. Okay, gadget number 2. We've got a Tops microwave coffee maker. Some no frills packaging here. I'm trying to find a date because it looks quite old, but I see no date. I see no date. I do not know when this came from. Where am I going to plug this thing in?